Waking up 6 a.m. to the beautiful morning sun, eager to see the historic church of Niamkolo. This is the main reason why I traveled 1,000 kilometers from Lusaka to Mpulungu to see the church that was built out of stone. Its walls that consist of 2 skins of roughly dressed sandstone, quarried at the mission's estate. And finally, I was here. Niamkolo is said to be the oldest stone church built in Zambia, laid on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. The church was built in the year 1895 by the London Missionary Society to preach the gospel and bring Christianity to these parts of Africa. But the story begins in the 1880s with the expansion of European empires that intensified the interest in missionary societies, who also saw an opportunity in the newly colonized territories of Africa and our people. A lot of missionaries were actually inspired by David Livingstone's writings and travels, so different societies moved to establish missions in the Central African region. But it was the London Missionary Society that was the first of these organizations to actually establish a mission right here in Zambia. But the main challenges were brought upon by the activities of Arab slave raiders that saw missions being abandoned in the area. And in the May of 1893, James Swan of the London Missionary negotiated to purchase a land at Niamkolo, and a mission was established here. And the mission launched the first steamship called the Good News on the Lake Tanganyika. Edward C. Hall, who wrote the book Tanganyika, 11 Years in Central Africa, who became responsible for building the Good News, which came in parts, who best describes the ship as built of the best mouse steel, with a deck and all woodwork of Indian teak, is an auxiliary screw beam yard 54 feet long by 12 feet beam, strongly built and fitted as for sea service. The Good News was eventually attacked by a German warship at the outbreak of World War, and the cornerstone of the church building was laid on the 29th of August 1895. And this church building was constructed between the years 1895 to 1896 with the help of the native Africans. The mission's lakeside location positioned it to be readily welcoming to travelers arriving by boat, as the 15-meter tower served as a landmark for the boats using the port of Mpulungu. It is believed that the architect of the church building is Adam Parves, who joined the mission as an industrial helper and a teacher, who lived in Africa from 1892 till his death in 1901. The church served as a place of worship and prayers until the year 1908, when the mission moved inland to avoid the sleeping sickness carried by tsetse flies near the lake. But after many years of being abandoned, the church was declared a national monument, and the church of Niamkolo tells a tale. This is one of the many stories of how Christianity came into the land that we call our home, our country of Zambia, at a time fighting for the end of slavery and the beginning of colonialism. Coming here felt like a personal achievement of just seeing the church, because this was a place that I needed to visit at least once in my lifetime. Ever since I saw it on my 7th grade geography book cover, and maybe that little spark is what inspired me to travel, to spend hours and nights on the road, just to see the things that I deemed to be beautiful. Seeing the sun rays hit the stone and the church turn to gold. Amazing. And Niamkolo was a church that I needed to see for myself. I owed it to the younger version of me, that little boy sitting in a classroom and being amazed by the church made out of stone, and being told that this is the oldest church in our country. And what a wonderful feeling to finally do the very thing that you've always wanted to do as a child. And now getting to a point to actually know its history. There's a book titled Fighting Slave Hunters in Central Africa, written by Alfred James Swan, who established the mission at Niamkolo. This has been the Church series on I Travel the World.